Hello and welcome. I am so happy you are here today. My name is Anna, and this is the VUS Learning English podcast. If you are new here, welcome. We are so glad to have you. If you listen every week, welcome back. It is wonderful to have you with us again. Today we have a very special topic. The topic is how to build systems to actually achieve your goals. This sounds big, I know, but we will talk about it in a very simple way. We will learn together, step by step. Thank you so much for listening today. Thank you for giving your time to this podcast. I am very grateful you are here. If you enjoy our time together, please think about following or subscribing. This helps other English learners find our podcast. It is a small thing, but it helps so much. Thank you. I am always curious. Where are you listening from today? Are you in your home? Are you on a bus? Are you walking outside? Maybe you are in Bangladesh or Myanmar. Wherever you are, I am sending you a warm hello. Okay, are you ready to start? Let's begin. Today, we are talking about our lives. We are talking about goals, and we are talking about feeling tired. Do you ever feel very, very busy? Do you feel like you have too many things to do? It is like you are juggling. Do you know juggling? It is when you throw balls in the air. You throw one ball, then another ball and another. You have to keep them all in the air. You cannot let them drop. Maybe you feel like this in your life. You are juggling 5 big balls. Let's talk about these 5 balls. The first ball is your work. This can be your job, or it can be your studies at school. This ball is heavy. It needs a lot of your energy. You want to do a good job at work. You want to be successful. So you give a lot of attention to this ball. The second ball is learning. You want to learn new things. Learning is important. If you learn new things, you can grow. You can get better at your job. You can understand the world more. This learning ball is also important. It needs your time. It needs your focus. The third ball is your health. Your health is so important. This means your body, and it means your mind. For your body, you need to exercise. You need to go to the gym or run or walk. You need to eat good food. Sometimes you want to eat pizza or cake, but you know that vegetables are better for you. So you must be strong. This is health for your body. Health is also for your mind. Your mental health is about how you feel inside. Are you happy? Are you sad? Are you worried? Taking care of your mind is a big part of health, so this health ball is very important. The fourth ball is your social life. This means your friends. This means your family. It is about spending time with people you love. It is about talking and laughing and sharing your life. This ball is shiny and happy, but sometimes it is the first ball to drop. When we are busy, we forget to see our friends. We forget to call our family. This can make us feel lonely. And the fifth ball. This ball is sleep. Sleep is maybe the most important ball. Sleep holds everything else together. If you do not sleep well, all the other balls can fall. Sleep gives you energy for work, for learning, for health, for your social life. So you have 5 balls: work, learning, health, social life, and sleep. Do you feel like you are trying to juggle all of them? Do you worry that you will drop one? Or maybe you will drop all of them? If you feel this way, you are not alone. Many people feel this way. You are not lazy. You are not weak. You are just tired. You are in a system that is not working for you. Many people will give you advice. They say, just work harder. Or they say, you need more willpower. Willpower is that strong feeling inside that makes you do hard things. They say, download a new to-do list app. Or they just say, push through the tired feeling. But this advice is not helpful. It is like telling a juggler to just juggle faster. Pushing through when you are tired is not a good plan. It only makes you more tired. It can lead to something called burnout. Burnout is when you are so tired, you have no energy left for anything. Your body and mind feel empty. I want to tell you a secret. The problem is not you. Let me say that again. The problem is not you. The problem is the game. The way we think about balance is the problem. In this podcast, I will not give you more balls to juggle. I will not tell you to try harder. No, we are going to do something different. We are going to build a system that helps you, a system that does the juggling for you. Imagine a helpful machine. This machine can organize things for you. It can make your life feel easier. It can make balance feel possible. And not just possible. It can feel automatic. It can feel easy. This is not magic. It is a new way of thinking. Thousands of people use these ideas and they find more peace in their lives. They find more time. They find more energy. So if you are ready to stop juggling, if you are ready to start living with more ease, then please stay with me. Let's learn how to build this system together. Let's be honest. Let's talk about that feeling. The feeling of being pulled in many directions. One part of you wants to go to work. Another part of you wants to go to the gym. Another part wants to see friends. Another part just wants to sleep. It feels like you are being pulled apart. And there is a feeling of anxiety. Anxiety is a feeling of worry. It's a low, quiet feeling. It is always there. The worry that you are not doing enough. The worry that you are failing. You feel like you fail at work because you are not perfect. You feel like you fail at health because you are not perfect. You feel like you are failing at everything because you cannot be perfect at everything. This feeling is very common today. It is the background noise of modern life. We think we must be amazing in our jobs. We must work hard and get promotions. At the same time, we must always be learning, taking online courses, reading books, getting new skills. And we must have a perfect health routine. Go to the gym 5 times a week, eat salads every day, never eat sugar. And we must have deep, wonderful relationships. Be a perfect friend, a perfect partner, a perfect parent. And after all that, we should have energy for hobbies, like painting or playing music or hiking. This is an impossible list. No person can do all of these things perfectly. It is not possible. And the advice we get is not kind. Manage your time better. Be more disciplined. Find your work-life balance. This advice makes us feel like the problem is us. Let's talk about work-life balance. We hear this phrase all the time. It sounds nice. Work-life balance. It makes you imagine a scale, a perfect balanced scale. On one side is work, on the other side is life. And they are perfectly equal, 50% work, 50% life. But this idea is a myth. A myth is a story that is not true. It is like a unicorn, a beautiful horse with a horn on its head. Everyone has heard of unicorns, but no one has ever seen one. They are not real. Perfect balance is like a unicorn. It is a beautiful idea, but it is not real. Life is not a perfect, still balanced scale. Life is always changing. Life is not static. Static means it does not move. But life always moves. It is like a dance. Imagine you have a big project at work. The deadline is next week. During this week, work needs more of you. The scale tips toward work. Work needs maybe 70% of your energy. Now imagine your best friend is having a difficult time. She is sad and needs you. During this time, your friend needs more of you. Your social life needs your heart. The scale tips toward your friend. Or maybe you are learning a new language. It is exciting and difficult. It needs a lot of your focus. The scale tips toward learning. Trying to keep a perfect 50-50 balance all the time is impossible. It is like trying to do a yoga pose on a roller coaster. A roller coaster goes up and down and side to side. You cannot stand still on a roller coaster. It is not just hard. It is a pointless thing to try. You will only fall, and you will feel bad about falling. So the real problem is not your failure to find this perfect balance. The real problem is how you are trying to do it. It is your approach. It is the way you think about your life. Most of us treat our lives like many separate lists. We have a to-do list for work. Send email, finish report, call client. We have another list for learning. Watch one video lecture, read one chapter, practice for 20 minutes. We have another list for health. Go to the gym. Drink 8 glasses of water. Eat a salad for lunch. We have all these separate lists, and we try to use our willpower to do everything. We wake up and say, "Today, I will be strong. I will do everything on all my lists." But willpower is not a good fuel. It is like a small battery. It runs out very fast. Some days you wake up and your willpower battery is almost empty. On those days, it is very hard to do anything on your lists. This way of living makes you feel guilty. Guilty is when you feel bad because you did something wrong, or you did not do something you should have. When you work late, you feel guilty. You feel guilty because you are not at the gym. You are failing your health list. When you're at the gym, you feel guilty. You feel guilty because you are not studying. You are failing your learning list. When you are studying, you feel guilty. You feel guilty because you are not with your friends. You are failing your social list. It is a game you can never win. You are always feeling guilty about something. You are always feeling like you are in the wrong place, doing the wrong thing. This is a very stressful way to live. The problem is not that you do not have enough time. The problem is that you do not have a system. You are not a collection of lists. You are not a group of separate tasks. You are one person. You are a single system. Everything is connected. Think about your body, your heart, your lungs, your brain. They are not separate things. They work together. They are a system. If your heart is not healthy, it affects your brain. It affects your whole body. Your life is the same. Your work, your health, your relationships. They are not separate buckets you need to fill. They are gears in a machine. Gears are wheels with teeth that work together. When one gear turns, it makes other gears turn. If one gear is broken or stuck, the whole machine has a problem. The whole machine sputters. It does not run smoothly. Let me give you an example. Let's talk about bad sleep. Bad sleep does not just make you feel tired. That is only the first step. When you are tired, your brain works slowly. You cannot focus at work. Your productivity goes down. Productivity is how much you can get done. So, bad sleep hurts your work. When you're tired, it is very hard to learn new things. Your brain cannot remember information well. So, bad sleep hurts your learning. When you are tired, you can be moody. You get irritated easily. You might be short with your friends or family. Being social feels like a chore. It feels like hard work. So, bad sleep hurts your social life. Do you see? Bad sleep is one broken gear, but it affects the whole machine. It affects everything. This is where we introduce a new idea, an idea that can change everything. It is called systems thinking. This sounds complicated, but the idea is simple. A very smart thinker named Donella Meadows described a system. She said, a system is just a set of connected parts. These parts are organized, and they work together to do something, to achieve something. Your life is a system. It has parts. The parts are work, learning, health, sleep, and relationships. These are the elements of your life system. Right now, your system might be organized for burnout. It might be organized to make you feel tired and stressed. This is not your fault. It is an accidental organization. But we can change that. We can choose to organize our system in a new way. We can redesign our life as a system that is organized to achieve your goals, your version of success, your version of a happy life. This is not about trying harder. It is not about more willpower. It is about thinking smarter. It is about seeing the connections and making those connections work for you, not against you. So we want to build a better system for our lives. Where do we start? Before you build anything, you must ask a big question. What is this thing for? What is its purpose? Imagine you are talking to a car engineer, someone who designs cars. You ask them, what is the purpose of a car? The engineer will not say, the purpose is to have 4 wheels and an engine. No, the wheels and engine are just parts. The engineer will say, the purpose of a car is to get you from point A to point B. It helps you travel. That is the purpose. That is the why. Now let's ask about your life system. What is the purpose of your life system? The answer cannot be to achieve balance. That is not a purpose. That is a state. It is like saying the purpose of a car is to be balanced on its wheels. No, the purpose is the destination, the journey. The purpose is the why that makes the whole system run. It is your North Star. A North Star is a very bright star in the sky. Sailors used it to know which direction to go. Your purpose is your guide. It shows you the way. And this purpose must be yours. It must be deeply personal. It is not about what other people want for you. It is not about what you think you should want. It is about what you truly want in your heart. Let me give you some examples of a purpose. Maybe your purpose right now is this. I want to get a senior job in 2 years. This will give my family security, and I want to be healthy. I want to have energy to be a good parent. Do you see how clear that is? It connects the small daily actions to a big, meaningful goal. I am working hard today so that I can provide for my family. I am exercising today so that I can have energy for my children. This is a very motivating purpose. Here is another example. Maybe you are in your 20s. Your purpose could be, I want to build my skills and save money now. I want to do this so I can travel the world in my 30s. And I want to do this without losing my good friends or my happiness. This is also a great purpose. It is specific. It is exciting. It connects the hard work of today with the dream of tomorrow. I am studying this course so that I can get a better job and save for travel. I am saving money today so that I can see the world tomorrow. Your purpose gives you clarity. Clarity means you can see things clearly. It helps you make difficult choices. Imagine it is Tuesday night. You plan to study for your online course, but then your friend calls you. She invites you to a last-minute dinner. What do? This can be a hard decision. But if you have a clear purpose, the decision is easier. Let's look at our first example. The purpose is, get a senior job in 2 years. This is an aggressive career goal. So you might say no to the dinner. You might say, thank you for the invitation, but I must study tonight. Can we meet this weekend? This choice serves your purpose. Now let's look at our second example. The purpose includes, without losing my key friendships. And maybe you have been feeling lonely. You have not seen your friends in a long time. In this case, you might say yes to the dinner. You might say, yes, I would love to go. I will study extra tomorrow. This choice also serves your purpose. There is no wrong answer. There is only the answer that is right for you. The answer that serves the purpose of your system. Your purpose helps you know what is most important to you right now. So here's your first action step. This is something you can do. Take a piece of paper and a pen, or open a new note on your phone. At the top of the page, write these words, my life system's purpose. Now, I want you to think, don't rush this. This is important. Spend 20 minutes on this, maybe more. Think about what you value. What is most important to you in life? Is it family, freedom, security, adventure, learning, helping others? Also think about your season of life. Your season of life is the stage you are in right now. The purpose of a 25-year-old is often different from the purpose of a 40-year-old. And that is okay. Your purpose can change as you grow and change. Try to write your purpose in a way that makes you feel excited. Write something that makes you want to wake up in the morning. This is not a boring business mission statement. This is the guide for your one precious life. It could be about making an impact on the world. It could be about creating art. It could be about building a loving family. It could be about finding personal peace. Once you have it written down, don't hide it. Put it somewhere you will see it every day. You can put it on your bathroom mirror. You can make it the wallpaper on your computer. You can write it on the first page of your journal. See it every day. Read it every day. Let it sink into your heart. This purpose is your blueprint. A blueprint is the plan for a building. Without a blueprint, you are just putting bricks together with no plan. You are just tinkering. You are busy, but you are not building anything meaningful. But with your purpose, with your blueprint, you have a direction. You have a vision. Everything else we will talk about today starts from here. Everything will click into place. So please take the time to do this. Define your system's purpose. Find your why. It is the first and most important step. You have a purpose now. You have your North Star. This is a wonderful first step. Now it is time for the next step. It is time to be honest about your system. How is your life working right now? Most people live their lives without thinking about this. They are inside the machine. They never look at the plan. They never look at the blueprint. This next step is like laying out the blueprint of your life on a big table. We are going to look at it closely. We are going to see how all the parts are connected. Remember our 5 core parts? They are work, learning, health, social life, and sleep. Your task now is to see how they affect each other. How do they connect in your real daily life? Think of it like drawing lines between them, like seeing a chain reaction. When you push one domino, it makes another fall and then another. We want to see the dominoes in your life. Let's start with a negative example. Let's look at a bad cycle. I call this a doom loop. A loop is a circle. A doom loop is a circle of bad things that repeat. Imagine you have a very stressful day at work. Your boss is angry you have too much to do. You feel a lot of pressure. You come home from work. You feel mentally tired. Your brain feels like a foggy gray cloud. You know you should study for your online course. But the thought of opening your textbook feels impossible. It feels like climbing Mount Everest. So you don't study. Do you see the first connection? Stress from work leads to no motivation for learning. One domino just fell. Now you feel bad. You feel guilty because you didn't study. You think, I am so lazy. To make yourself feel a little better, you order a big greasy pizza and you eat the whole thing. You did not make the healthy meal you planned. Here is the next connection. Your guilt about learning leads to a bad health choice. The second domino just fell. After eating that heavy pizza, you feel sluggish. Your body feels slow and heavy. You lie on the sofa, you scroll on your phone for an hour, then you go to bed late. You can't fall asleep easily because your mind is busy and your stomach is full. And the next connection. Your bad health choice leads to bad sleep. The third domino just fell. The next morning you wake up, you feel groggy. You are not rested. You feel irritable. Small things make you angry. At work, you snap at a coworker. You say something unkind. In a meeting, you cannot focus on what people are saying. And here's the final connection in our loop. Your bad sleep leads to a bad day at work. The fourth domino just fell. And now the loop starts again. A bad day at work leads to more stress. And the cycle continues. Down, down, down. It is a vicious spiral. One problem makes another problem, and that problem makes another. Does this sound familiar? Maybe you have your own version of this doom loop. It is okay. We all do. The important thing is to see it, to understand it. Now let's look at a positive example. Let's map a good cycle. I call this a thriving cycle. Thriving means growing strong and healthy. This is an upward spiral. Imagine you decide to make a change. You decide to prioritize your sleep. Prioritize means you make it the most important thing. You say, tonight, sleep is my number one goal. You go to bed early. You get a full 8 hours of good, deep sleep. You wake up the next morning. You feel different. You feel sharp. Your mind is clear. You feel focused. Here is the first connection. Good sleep leads to good work. You go to work and you are on fire. You are crushing it. You finish your tasks easily and quickly. Because you are so focused and efficient, you finish your work on time. You don't need to stay late. You leave work and you still have energy. Your brain is not a foggy cloud. You actually feel like you want to move your body. You want to go to the gym. The next connection, a good day at work, leads to better health. You have a great workout. It feels good. After your workout, your mind feels amazing. It is buzzing with positive energy. You get home and you feel ready to learn. You sit down to study for your course for 1 hour, and the information just clicks. You understand it easily. Here is the next connection. Better health leads to better learning. Now you feel so good. You feel accomplished. You worked well, you exercised, you studied, you feel proud of yourself. You have a lot of positive energy. Your friend texts you and asks if you want to get a healthy dinner together. You happily say yes, you have the energy for it. So your progress in other areas now fuels your social life. You have a wonderful conversation with your friend. You laugh, you connect, you feel happy and supported. That great conversation makes you feel calm and content. You go home feeling peaceful. You wind down easily, and you fall asleep for another amazing night of sleep. Do you see this cycle? It is an upward spiral. Good sleep leads to good work. Good work leads to good health. Good health leads to good learning. Good learning leads to good social life. And a good social life leads back to good sleep. Up, up, up. One good thing creates another good thing. This is the power of systems thinking. You see that it is all connected. So here is your next action step. For the next 3 days, I want you to be a scientist of your own life. Your job is not to change anything yet. Don't try to fix anything. Just watch. Just be an observer. Just notice. Notice the connections. Notice the dominoes. When you skip your morning walk, how does it affect your mood in the afternoon? Notice that. When you have a long, happy phone call with your mother, how does it affect your motivation at work the next day? Notice that. You can write these connections down in a notebook. It can be very simple. For example, I stayed up late watching a show. This morning, I needed 3 cups of coffee to feel awake. This is negative health. Then I was jumpy and could not focus at my desk. This is negative work. Or you can notice a positive connection. For example, I prepared my healthy lunches for the week on Sunday. This is positive health. Today, I did not have that tired feeling after lunch. This is positive work. I had a clear mind, so I used my lunch break to study for 30 minutes. This is positive learning. This map of connections is your special tool. It is a diagnostic tool. A doctor uses a diagnostic tool to understand what is wrong with a patient. Your map helps you understand what is really happening in your life. It helps you see that your problem might not be what you think it is. You might think, I have no motivation to learn. But when you look at your map, you might see that you are not sleeping enough. The real problem is a sleep problem, not a motivation problem. Or you might think, I am too tired to see my friends. But your map might show you that you are working too late every night. You are not setting good boundaries with your work. The real problem is a work boundary problem, not a social life problem. When you see these connections, you can stop playing whack-a-mole. Whack-a-mole is a game where a mole pops up from a hole and you hit it with a hammer. Then another mole pops up from another hole. You are always just reacting. By mapping your system, you can stop just reacting to problems. You can find the real source of the problem. You can find the leverage points. A leverage point is a small place in a system where one small change can make a big difference. It is like a small button that can change everything. One small change can send good waves across your entire life. So spend the next few days just watching, just noticing, map your system, see the connections. This is how you start to become the architect of your life. We have talked about seeing your life as a system. We have talked about mapping the connections. Now, we are going to talk about the engine of your system. The engine is what makes it go. In a system, the engine is made of feedback loops. Feedback loops. This sounds technical, but it is a very simple and powerful idea. Feedback loops are what drive the behavior of your system. They are what create the upward spirals and the downward spirals. There are two kinds of feedback loops. You need to understand both of them. The first is called a reinforcing loop. The second is called a balancing loop. Let's talk about the first one. Principle number 3 is find and amplify your reinforcing loops. Amplify means to make something stronger or louder. Reinforcing loops are the engines of growth. They make things grow and grow. Or they can be engines of collapse. They can make things get worse and worse. They are the upward and downward spirals we talked about. A small change happens. The reinforcing loop takes that small change and makes it bigger and bigger and bigger over time. Like a small snowball at the top of a snowy hill. As it rolls down, it picks up more snow. It gets bigger and bigger, and it rolls faster and faster. That is a reinforcing loop. Our mission as designers of our lives is to find the positive reinforcing loops, the good snowballs, and then we pour gasoline on them, okay? That is a joke. We don't use gasoline, but we want to give them energy. We want to help them grow. Let's look at work and learning. A fantastic reinforcing loop here is called skill application. Application means using something. Here's how it works. First, you learn something new. This is the learning part. Maybe you learn a new formula in a spreadsheet program like Excel. Then, immediately, you find a small way to use it at your job. This is the work part. The next day, you use that new formula in a report. When you use it, you feel good. You feel a little smarter, a little more competent. Maybe your boss notices and says, "Good job." Or maybe it just saves you 10 minutes of work. This is positive feedback. That good feeling makes you want to learn the next thing. You think, "Wow, that was useful. What else can I learn?" So you go back to learning. The more you learn, the more you can apply. The more you apply, the more good feelings you get. The more good feelings you get, the more you want to learn. Learn, apply, feel good. Learn more, apply more, feel better. It is an upward spiral of skill and confidence. How can you amplify this loop? How can you make this snowball bigger? You have to actively look for tiny chances to use what you learn. Don't wait for a big project. Look for a small chance. If you learn a new Excel formula today, use it tomorrow. Don't wait. If you read a chapter in a book about communication, practice one small tip in your very next meeting. Just one. This is how you start the reinforcing loop. Now let's look at health. The classic reinforcing loop in health is the energy cycle. It works like this. You use energy to exercise. This sounds strange. You spend energy to get energy, but it is true. When you exercise your body, you're sending it a message. The message is, "I need more energy." So your body listens, and it builds more endurance. It makes you stronger. It gives you more energy for the whole day. When you have more energy, your workouts feel a little easier. You can do a little more. Better workouts create even more energy. Exercise. Get more energy. Exercise better. Get even more energy. It is a beautiful upward spiral. How can you amplify this loop? The secret is consistency over intensity. Consistency means doing something regularly. Intensity means how hard you do it. It is much, much better to go for a 20-minute walk every single day than to go for one heroic 2-hour run on Sunday. That one big run will make you so sore and tired, you will not be able to move for 3 days. And that breaks the cycle. The snowball stops rolling. The goal is to feed the loop a little bit every day. A short walk, a few push-ups, some stretching. Keep the energy cycle going. Now let's look at your social life. Let's think about the connection loop. Strong friendships don't just happen. They are built with small actions over time. The connection loop starts with a very small effort. For example, you send a friend a quick text message. "Hey, I was just thinking of you. I hope you're having a great day." That is all. It takes 10 seconds. This small action makes your friend feel good. They feel seen. They feel remembered. Because they feel good, they are more likely to think of you later. They are more likely to send you a message back or call you. Their response to you makes you feel good. You feel valued. You feel connected. Because you feel good, you are more likely to send another text in the future. You are more likely to be the one who initiates, who starts the contact. Small effort, good feeling for them. Response from them, good feeling for you. More effort from you. It is an upward spiral of connection and friendship. Stronger connections make you feel less lonely. They make you feel supported. And when you feel supported, you have more emotional energy. More energy for, you guessed it, more social connection. How can you amplify this loop? Be the initiator. Don't wait for your friends to call you. You call them. Send the first text. Make the first plan for coffee. Your small investment of energy will come back to you. It will be returned to you 10 times more. So that is principle 3. Find the good reinforcing loops in your life and do small things every day to help them grow. Now for the second type of loop. Principle 4 is install and respect your balancing loops. If reinforcing loops are the accelerator, the gas pedal in your car, then balancing loops are the brakes. Balancing loops are stabilizers. They keep the system from going crazy. They keep it from spiraling out of control. A thermostat in your house is a perfect example of a balancing loop. A thermostat controls the temperature. You set it to 22 degrees Celsius. When the room gets too hot, maybe 23 degrees, the thermostat senses it. It turns the heat off. The room cools down. When the room gets too cold, maybe 21 degrees, the thermostat senses it. It turns the heat on. The room warms up. The thermostat is a balancing loop. It keeps the temperature stable. You already have balancing loops in your life, but they might be unhealthy ones. They are probably reactive, not proactive. Reactive means you wait for a problem to happen. Proactive means you act before the problem happens. Here's an example of an unhealthy reactive balancing loop. You work. You're in a reinforcing loop of work. More success, more work. You work 60 hours a week, then 70. You keep going until you get sick or until you burn out. You collapse on the sofa for a whole weekend. You are too tired to do anything. This collapse is a balancing loop. It is your body's break. Your body is forcing you to stop. But it is a very painful and unhealthy way to stop. It is a crash. We want to install healthy, proactive balancing loops. We want to build good brakes into our system, brakes that we control. This is where 2 important words become our strategy. The words are boundaries and rest. For many people, boundaries and rest feel like luxuries. They feel like things you do only if you have extra time. But a systems thinker knows better. A systems thinker knows that boundaries and rest are essential parts of the system. They are strategic tools. Let's talk about work. A very important balancing loop for work is boundaries. A boundary is a line that says, this far and no further. There's a rule in life. Work will always grow to fill the time you give it. If you give work 24 hours a day, it will take 24 hours a day. A proactive balancing loop is a rule you create. A boundary. For example, you can say, I do not check my work email after 6 p.m. Or, I do not work on weekends. This rule is a break. It stops the work reinforcing loop from eating your entire life. It protects your time for health, for learning, for social life, for sleep. Saying no is a balancing loop. Saying no to extra work is not a sign of weakness. It is a sign of intelligence. It is strategic system regulation. You are being the thermostat for your own life. Now let's talk about health and sleep. The most important balancing loop here is scheduled rest. Our culture often tells us to hustle, to always be busy, to always be productive. This makes us feel guilty when we take a break. We feel like we are being lazy. But a systems thinker knows that rest is a part of productivity. Rest is not the opposite of work. Rest is the partner of work. They work together. Rest is what allows the work loop to continue for a long, long time without crashing. So, here's an action step for you. You must schedule your rest. Schedule it like it is a very important meeting with your company's CEO. It is that important. Open your calendar and block out time for rest. Write it down. Tuesday, 7:30 p.m. to 8:30 p.m. Read a novel. Saturday, 1 p.m. to 3 p.m. Walk in the park, no phone. This is not wasted time. This is not empty time. This is scheduled system maintenance. You are taking care of your machine. You are making sure it can run for a long time. And the ultimate balancing loop for your entire life is sleep. Getting 7 to 9 hours of quality sleep every night is the best break you can install. It stops all the negative spirals. It resets your system every single night. Finally, let's talk about learning. A key balancing loop for learning is reflection. Reflection is thinking deeply about something. It is easy to get stuck in a reinforcing loop of just consuming information. Consuming means taking in. You read endless articles. You watch endless videos. You listen to endless podcasts. More and more information is coming in. But information is not the same as wisdom. Wisdom comes from understanding and using the information. The balancing loop is to schedule time to stop consuming and start reflecting. Schedule 30 minutes at the end of the week. And ask yourself, what is the most important thing I learned this week? And how can I use this in my life? This simple practice turns the chaos of information into real, useful wisdom. It helps you learn more deeply. So you have 2 jobs. First, find and amplify your good reinforcing loops. Second, install and respect your healthy balancing loops. When you do this, you change your relationship with your life. You are no longer a victim. You are no longer just reacting to things that happen to you. You become the architect. You become the designer of your own momentum. You are in control. You are designing the engine of your life, and you are installing the brakes. You are creating a system that is powerful and also safe. A system that can go far without crashing. Let's talk about willpower, that feeling of, I must do this. Willpower is not a good fuel for a long journey. It is like a small, weak battery. On a good day, your battery is full. You feel motivated. You can do hard things. You can go to the gym. You can study. You can say no to cake. But on a bad day, your battery is empty. You are tired. You are stressed. Your motivation is zero. On these days, willpower does not work. If your plan for life depends on having motivation every day, your plan will fail. We cannot be motivated all the time. It is impossible. So, what is the secret? The secret to making balance automatic is to stop using willpower. Stop relying on your mood. Instead, we must start relying on our processes. A process is a series of steps you do to achieve something. We need to build systems that work even when we are tired. Systems that run even when we have zero motivation. Let's talk about how to do this. First, we need something called holistic design. Holistic means thinking about the whole system, not just the parts. And the most important part of holistic design is this: plan for failure. This sounds negative, but it is actually very positive and very smart. A good system does not pretend that every day will be a perfect day. A good system knows that bad days will happen. It anticipates problems. It plans for them. An amateur person designs their schedule for their best day. They make a beautiful, perfect plan. Gym for 90 minutes. Study for 2 hours. Meditate for 30 minutes. Cook a gourmet healthy meal. This plan looks great on paper, but it only works on a perfect day. A professional person, a systems thinker, designs their system for their worst day. They ask the hard questions before they start. What is going to go wrong? What will I do when it goes wrong? Let's make an example. Your goal is to study for your course for 1 hour every evening. That is the main goal. Now let's plan for failure. Ask the question, what could go wrong? A possible answer is, I will be totally exhausted from work. My brain will feel like mush. This is a very likely problem. Now ask the second question, how will I respond? An amateur says, I will just push through it. This uses willpower and usually fails, or they say, I will just skip it. This breaks the habit. A pro, a systems thinker, creates a backup plan. The backup plan is not to do nothing. The backup plan is a smaller, easier version of the goal. The pro says, on days I feel totally fried, my backup plan is to review my study flashcards for just 10 minutes. Or if I have a little bit of energy but not enough to read a textbook, my backup plan is to watch a video lecture. I don't need to take notes. I will just watch and listen. This is a game changer. This is everything. You are not giving up on your goal. You are just making the goal smaller to fit your energy level. The system bends. It is flexible, but it does not break. You keep the habit alive. You keep the consistency. You did not do 1 hour of study, but you did 10 minutes. And 10 minutes is infinitely better than 0 minutes. You can still feel good about yourself. You kept your promise to yourself. Let's do another example. Your goal is to work out 4 times a week. Ask the question, what could go wrong? A possible answer, my boss might ask me to stay late at work, and I will miss my evening gym class. Now ask, how will I respond? The systems thinker says, if I miss my evening gym session, my backup plan is a 20-minute body weight workout at home. I have a video saved to my favorites on YouTube. And my yoga mat is already in my living room, ready to go. Do you see how powerful this is? When you are tired and stressed from working late, you don't have to make a decision. The decision is already made. The plan is already there. Your tired brain will always want to choose the easiest path. So you just make the easy path, a simple, small version of your goal. You make it easy to win, even on a very hard day. The second idea for making habits automatic is repeatability. To make a system repeatable, you must reduce friction. Friction is anything that makes a task harder to do. It is the small things that get in the way. The rule is simple. The easier a good habit is, the more likely you are to do it. The harder a bad habit is, the less likely you are to do it. Your job as the designer of your life is to be a friction detective. You need to find the friction for your good habits and remove it, and find ways to add friction to your bad habits. Let's do a quick friction audit. An audit is a review or an inspection. Let's look at the area of health. Let's talk about going to the gym. What makes it hard? What is the friction? High friction is your gym clothes are in a drawer. Your water bottle is in the kitchen. Your shoes are in the closet. You have to find everything and pack your gym bag. Then you have to drive 20 minutes to the gym. Then you have to find a parking spot. This is a lot of friction. On a tired day, you will not do it. How can we make it low friction? Low friction is you lay out your workout clothes the night before. They are waiting for you. You keep a packed gym bag in your car at all times. You choose a gym that is on your way home from work. You don't need to make a special trip. This removes the friction. It makes the good habit easy. Let's look at healthy eating. High friction is, it is 7 p.m. You are starving. You have to decide what healthy meal to cook. You have to look in the fridge to see if you have the ingredients. Then you have to wash and chop vegetables. Then you have to cook for 45 minutes. This is too much friction when you are hungry. It is much easier to order a pizza. How can we make it low friction? Low friction is you do meal prep on Sunday, you cook some chicken and rice, you wash and chop all your vegetables for the week. You have a list of 3 healthy meals that you love, and you know you can make them in less than 15 minutes. Now, when you are hungry, the healthy choice is the easy choice. Let's do a friction audit for learning. High friction is your textbook is somewhere in your messy room. You have to turn on your laptop, wait for it to start, log in to your online course website. Try to remember which video you were watching. Find your place. This friction can be enough to make you just watch Netflix instead. Low friction is you have a special place in your home just for studying. All your books and notes are there. You leave your course tab open in your computer's browser all the time. You download the video lectures to your phone so you can listen to them on your commute. Make it so easy to start that it feels harder not to do it. Now let's do a friction audit for sleep. We want to add friction to bad sleep habits and remove friction from good sleep habits. High friction for good sleep is your bedroom is bright and messy. There is a television in the room. Your phone is on your nightstand, buzzing with notifications. It is very hard to wind down and sleep in this environment. Low friction for good sleep is you have blackout curtains that make your room very dark. You have a rule. The phone charges in the living room, not in the bedroom. This adds friction to the bad habit of scrolling in bed. You have a simple wind-down routine. A routine is a signal to your brain. For example, every night at 10 p.m., you drink a special cup of herbal tea, and you read a real physical book for 15 minutes. This routine tells your brain it's time to power down, it's time for sleep. The third idea for automatic balance is iterative improvement. Iterative means doing something again and again in small steps. Improvement means getting better. Your life system is not a statue. You don't build it one time and then it is finished forever. No, your life system is a living thing. It is like a garden. It needs to change and adapt as your life changes. The mindset you need is the mindset of a scientist. Your system is just an experiment. Your plan for your workouts is an experiment. Your meal prep idea is an experiment. Some experiments will work very well. Some experiments will fail. And that is 100% okay. There is no failure. There is only data. There is only learning. The goal is not to be perfect on day one. The goal is to get 1% better every week. Just a tiny, tiny bit better. That is how you achieve amazing things over time. That is how you build a life that truly works for you. This is the last principle, and it might be the most important one. This is the one habit that connects everything else together. It is the glue. Without this habit, all the other principles are just nice ideas. They are just theories. With this habit, you turn those ideas into a real working system, a system that corrects itself, a system that gets smarter every week. This habit is called the weekly review. The weekly review is a meeting, but it is a meeting with the most important person in your life. You. It is a short time, maybe 30 minutes once a week. During this time, you step out of your life for a moment. You stop being in the system and you work on the system. You become the architect looking at the blueprints. Many studies show that regular feedback is very important. It helps us feel balanced. It helps us make progress. The weekly review is your personal feedback session. Here is your step-by-step guide to the weekly review. First, and this is very important, schedule it in your calendar. Right now, pick a time, maybe Sunday afternoon or Monday morning. Choose a time when you are quiet and can think. Make this appointment non-negotiable. That means you cannot cancel it. It is as important as a doctor's appointment. It is an appointment for the health of your life. Okay, you have your time. Now, what do you do in your weekly review? There are 3 simple steps. Step 1 is the brain dump. This takes about 5 minutes. Take a blank piece of paper or open a new document on your computer. And for 5 minutes, write down everything that is in your head. Everything. Every worry you have, every small task you need to do. Buy milk. Email John. Every idea you have for the future. Every frustration from last week. Every small win that made you happy. Get it all out of your head and onto the paper. This clears your mind. It is like cleaning a messy desk. It makes space for you to think clearly and strategically. Step 2 is the review. This takes about 10 minutes. Now you look back at the week that just passed. Remember, you are a scientist. You are not here to judge yourself. You are not here to say, "Oh, I was so bad and lazy." No. You are here to collect data, just facts. For each of your 5 life areas, work, learning, health, social, and sleep, 2 simple questions. First question, what worked? Where did your system work well? Where did life feel easy and smooth? Did your meal prep on Sunday save you a lot of time and stress? Yes? Great. That worked. Did your plan to study for 30 minutes during your lunch break actually happen? Yes? Wonderful. That worked. Did your new rule, no phone in the bedroom, help you sleep better? Yes? Amazing. That worked. Find the wins. Find the things that are working because we want to do more of what works. Second question, what didn't work? Where did you feel friction? Where did things feel hard? Did you skip all your planned workouts this week? Okay, that didn't work. Did a surprise project at work ruin your whole weekend plan? Okay, that didn't work. Be honest, but be honest without shame. This is not failure. This is data. It is information. And information is a gift. Now, after you find what didn't work, you must ask the most important question of all. The question is, why? Don't just say, I skipped my workouts. Ask, why did I skip my workouts? Maybe the answer is because I was too tired in the evening. Okay, that's a good start. But let's ask why again. Why was I too tired in the evening? Maybe the answer is because I scheduled my workouts for 8 p.m. And at 8 p.m., my energy is always very low. Aha, now we have a real root cause. The problem was not your laziness. The problem was your bad scheduling. That is a problem we can solve. Or maybe the answer is, because it rained on Tuesday, so I couldn't go for my run, and I didn't have a backup plan. Aha! The problem was the lack of a backup plan. We can solve that. I was too tired is a symptom. The root cause is deeper. The weekly review helps you find the root cause. Okay, step 3 is the plan. This takes about 15 minutes. You have reviewed the past. Now you look to the future. You look at the week ahead. Based on your data from step 2, you will make small changes. Small experiments for the coming week. First, you calibrate your system. Calibrate means to make small adjustments to make something work better. Based on what didn't work last week, what is one small change you can try this week? Just one. Don't try to change everything at once. That is a recipe for failure. Just one small tweak. If you were too tired to study in the evenings, what is your experiment for this week? Maybe the experiment is, this week, I will try to study for 30 minutes at lunchtime instead of 1 hour at night. Let's see how that feels. If your social life felt empty last week, what is your experiment? Maybe, this week, I will send a text to one friend and proactively schedule one coffee date. Next, you schedule your priorities. Open your calendar for next week. Before you put in any meetings or small tasks, you put in your big rocks. Big rocks are your most important priorities, the things that are most important for your purpose. Block out the time for your workouts. Put them in the calendar like an appointment. Block out the time for your key study sessions. Block out time for dinner with your partner or family. You are paying yourself first with your time. Your most important things go into the calendar first. Everything else, the small tasks, the emails has to fit in around them, not the other way around. Finally, you anticipate obstacles. Look at your calendar for the week ahead. Do you see a difficult day coming? Maybe you have a very stressful presentation on Thursday. Maybe you have a late dinner event on Wednesday. Plan for it now. Don't wait until you are in the middle of the stressful day. What is your backup plan for that day? How will you protect your sleep on the night of the late event? Maybe you decide to do a very short 10-minute workout that morning because you know the day will be crazy. This 30-minute process brain dump, review, and plan is your control panel. It is your steering wheel for your life. Without it, you are just a passenger in a car. You are being driven around by other people's requests, other people's priorities. At the end of the week, you wonder, where did my time go? With the weekly review, you are the driver. You are in control. You tell your time where to go. This is the habit that makes the entire system work. It makes it all run on autopilot because every week you are making it a little smarter, a little better, a little more suited to your real life. Before we finish for today, I would love to hear from you. It is so helpful to learn from each other. In the comments section below, if you feel comfortable, please share one thing. Share the one thing you are struggling to juggle the most right now. Is it finding time to learn? Is it protecting your sleep? Is it making space for your friends? Or is it something else? When you share your struggle, you will see that you are not alone. Other people feel the same way. Let's make the comment section a warm and friendly community, a community of systems thinkers. We can share what is working for us. We can encourage each other. And if this new way of thinking was helpful for you, please give this episode a like or subscribe to the podcast. It is a small click for you, but it truly helps our channel grow. It helps us reach more English learners around the world, just like you. Thank you for that. Hi. So we started with a big question. How do you balance work, learning, sleep, health, and a social life? And the answer is you don't. You don't balance them. You stop juggling. You stop trying to manage 1,000 different tasks, and you start building one connected system, one holistic life. How do you do that? We learned the steps together. You start by defining your purpose, your personal why, your North Star. Then you map your system. You become a scientist of your life and see how everything is connected. You learn to master your feedback loops. You amplify the good spirals, the reinforcing loops that help you grow. And you install good breaks, healthy balancing loops like rest and boundaries that stop you from burning out. You make it all automatic. You do this by creating repeatable processes, by planning for your worst day, not just your best, by removing friction from good habits. And most importantly, you tie it all together with the weekly review. Your 30-minute meeting with yourself, your control panel for your life. This is not a quick fix. It is not a magic trick. It is a deep change in how you see your life. It is a shift. A shift from being a frantic, stressed-out juggler to being a calm, thoughtful architect. It takes some work to build your system at the beginning. Yes, it does. But that work gives you back so much more. It buys you freedom. It buys you control. It buys you peace. It helps you build a life that is not just successful on the outside, but sustainable and happy on the inside. You have the power to do this. You have the power to stop reacting to life and start designing it. The process begins now. You don't have to do everything at once. Just pick one thing, one principle from today, and take one very small step. Maybe your step is to write down your purpose. Maybe it is to just observe the connections in your life for one day. Maybe it is to schedule your first weekly review. Just one small step. Your future self will be so grateful that you started today. Thank you so much for spending this time with me. It was an honor to share these ideas with you. Remember to be kind to yourself. This is a journey, a process of learning and growing. Every step is progress. Thank you again for listening to the VUS Learning English podcast. I am Anna, and I hope you have a wonderful, peaceful week. Goodbye for now.